All right, so as I said the other day, I expect a 30% market decline. 30%. I'm just talking about the S&P 500. I'm not talking about NASDAQ, not talking about U.S. growth or growth stocks, not talking about the Dow, talking about the S&P 500. We're already 19% of the way, so we're already 2/3 of the way there. Yeah. A 30% decline isn't extraordinary. I'm just telling you right now. So let me show you something here. We're going to go to this article from CNBC. This was the fastest 30% sell-off ever, exceeding the pace of the Great Depression. All right, and I kind of chuckled at this right here. This is Dateline, March 23rd, 2020, the literal bottom. And this guy says, "Do not believe that any equity market stabilization is a sign of an investable bottom in U.S. stocks," says Data Trek, Nick Colas. "The next flush down, in other words, could be days rather than weeks away." And of course, from March 23rd to now, the market has just gone on a tear. In fact, let's just take a gander, shall we? Let's see what we got. Take my trusty telephone, and I don't have my reading glasses. Oh boy. So we're gonna look at the S&P 500 on our app here, and we're gonna see what it was. Right there. The S&P 500 on March 26 was at 2541. 2541. So even now with a 19% decline, it's at 3,900. So we take our trusty calculator. I got it turned on. 2541 is our present value. Oops. Hold on a second. 2541 present value, zero payment. Was say 3,900 now is our future value. We 2 years. That's averaged. I gotta do this. Blank. One. There we go. One. Blank. Compute. That's averaged 23.8% a year. I got my numbers right. Let's make sure. So what we're going to do now to confirm that, we take 20. What we say? 25. That was at 20. I can't remember what I said. 25 March of 2020. 2541. So we take 2541 as our present value. We don't make any payments. We got 23.8% as our interest rate. We got that for 2 years. Yeah, that's about right. So we've averaged 24% a year since the bottom. When that guy said, "It's the bottom," oh my goodness. And we're already 19% down from top to bottom. All right, like literally where we are now from where the S&P was at the top at 4818. All right, I expect another 10%, and that's a 30% decline. And while that's not normal, look, we've had 17 other 30% declines, my friends. 17 other. We've had 5 or 4, with 5 of them. One since 1980. 1, 2, 3. I missed 80 right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the last 40 years. So since literally you could say 1987, last almost 30 years, we've had 5. That's basically 12% of the time we've had 30% declines. If you go 17 over since 1926, the modern era, we've had 18% of the time, 18 given calendar years, it had exposed to a 30% decline in the markets. 30% decline isn't friggin' cause to jump off a bridge. It's just not, my friend. I know a lot of people are like, "Oh my goodness, this time is different." They always say that. They always say this time is different. And I mean, you just got to be, that's the whole point about being prepared for it. That's why I got an email that, oh, geez, Louise and blue cheese. A guy says, I'm worried about the market bottoming out. What should I do instead? I was like, I don't know, nothing. When we plan, we prepare for this. This is why I use my Monte Carlo calculations. I said to everybody, look, I'm using well below historic average rates of return, but I'm using well above historic average downside risk. I even show them. I said like a Wellington-ish fund, which is down 22% in 2008, I'm showing down 28%. So I'm significantly higher on the downside than the market has been in the worst case scenario of our lives, which is 2008. So 5 divided by 22. I'm 22% higher on the downside risk on a Wellington-ish fund than actually has ever happened in Wellington itself. And I'm only given, 6? No, not even 6 on Wellington. A 5% rate of return on a Wellington-type fund. Maybe 5.5, I can't remember, but something like that. Which is well below historic norms. So I'm way low on the returns and way high on the risk. And if you're still coming out smoking and joking, this has already been baked in the plan. And this is my thought. It's like if I get a couple more emails like this, like, yeah, we're at capitulation. And I don't want you to email me to say that so I can say that and look like a fool. I'm just saying I got this email unsolicited from a guy. And I said, I don't know. I mean, if you can't sleep at night, you should change, but I'm not going to advise you to do anything different because that's the whole point of planning. Jeez. Anyways, the point being is that if I get more and more emails like this or comments on this, then you know we've capitulated, recapitulation. And the comments are always the same. You know, the market's the worst it's ever been. This time it's different. You know, Sniffy Joe, I don't know, friggin' Putin, Klaus Schwab. It's just the same stuff. And I've heard it all before. That doesn't mean it can't be right. It just means, what are you going to do, man? You're going to, I mean, you don't. What are you gonna do? You don't like leave now. I mean, you can do whatever you want, whatever allows you to sleep at night. I'm just saying, when the market's down 19%, that's when people are like, "Oh, I got to do something differently because the market's bottoming out." I'm like, yeah. Again, if you can't sleep at night, sleeping at night is the most important thing you do. But anyway, so here's the for J.P. Morgan going back to 1980. You can see the 30% right there in 87, 2001 and 2, or 2000, 2002 is the over 30%, 2008 right there, and 2020. So we got 28% right there to kick off 2009. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times we've had 30% declines, and we're touching on it right there within any kind of calendar year. And then here we had 20%, and I think it's 2018. Wasn't quite 20, it's 19.8. Here we had 19%, 2011, I think. Yeah, I remember that. Here we had, this is before right there. I remember that. It was right when I started the business. And I want to say it was a Russian devaluation. I can't remember. Or was that the Asian contagion? Something like that. Anyway, but you can see right here is a go for. So we've had many, and the average market decline intra-year is 14%. And so I don't know, when I'm sitting there saying, well, you could be down 30%, where that's another 11% down, I would expect. You know, I mean, again, you got to do what you got to do. Let me show you something else here. To repeat what I said on March 12th, 2020. All right, and here we are, let's say June 12th, June 12th, 2022. And this is about 9 days, about 11 days before the bottom of the market right there. So we're just going to play my video, and I'm going to trademark myself, copyright infringement on myself. So check this out. You ready? Friends, we are almost at capitulation levels. Not yet, but we're almost there. The 33.93, I think, is the highest the S&P has been. Hear that? 33.93 is the highest the S&P has been. Now we're at 3,800. So even if we take 33.93 and we say we're at 3,900, and we say the highest has been to the lowest is now, let's just take a gander, shall we? 3,300 present value, 3,900 today, no payment, 2 years. That means we average 8.71. The highest it had been up to that point. Where it's at right now, down 19%. Yeah, not too shabby. So even if the S&P 500 drops another 11%, so it's 3,900 minus 11%, that'll take us down to 3,471. Huh. Let me just make sure I got my math right. Minus 11%. Yeah, 3,471. So we'd be down to, we'll just say 3,400 for simplicity. That's still 100 points where it was at the high before, and that doesn't include dividends either, just so as you point to point. So worst case, if we go to a 30% decline, which is my call, we'd be at 3,471. 3,471 is our present value. We'll say 3,300 was our future value. That means we only made 2.55% for the last 2 years. Wow. I mean, look, and it's not exact because I'm saying 2 years when it's actually 2 years and 2 months, something like that. You're still in the black after 30% decline. Perspective, my friends. Let's keep reading what this handsome guy right there, who shaved and had his hair cut, looking good. That guy. I'd like to date that guy. I wonder if he can give me his number. Look at you, handsome. Let's keep reading. We need to drop to about 23. I think about 2,300, I think 2,350 or something like that. That's right, gorgeous. For what I would call capitulation levels. And what that means is a 30% decline is pretty, it's not overly rare, but it's rare enough to be significant. And what that means is I'm already seeing some comments on my YouTube channel from people who are throwing in the towel. We're almost there. And look, man, I'm not making light of your fear. I'm not. If you're scared of, all right. So I will just put that link in the show notes for you to watch and say, man, that guy Josh, he definitely got older and less handsome. Of course, I did shave then. I did comb my hair better. And there's that little puppy dog on my lap too, and yet puppy dog is still there. Hi, puppy dog. Hi, puppy dog. There he is. Anyway, I mean, I'm telling you, man, a 30% decline. We're still in the black from the high of pre-COVID. I'll take that. All right, love your thoughts. We'll see you.